Doing good. Brian will be here momentarily. She had a dentist thing or whatever, so she's supposed to arrive basically just in time or a few minutes late. So, but I'm pretty enough for the both of us. Okay, yeah, we got a nice little crew here. We can probably get started. Um, we do have an agenda. Um, let's just make sure we are recording. I believe we are, but Abby, just give me the thumbs up so that I know for sure, for sure. Yep, yep. Okay. And we're going to review projects and priorities, and then we're going to review some proposals, and then we'll have a time for open discussion, questions, and feedback. Right now, projects and priorities, number one is the indexer, which, if you've been following along, um, we are ready. We have the Swagger documentation up from the CloudMost team. Um, on our side for the front end, um, Nicholas has been going through and just reviewing the endpoints that we need. Last we discussed, I believed we had everything that we need, right, Mike? Um,
Yeah, I think for the most part, I think there are a couple additional ones we might need, but it's enough for Nicholas to get started at least. So that
Sick.
should be
So
underway.
we are starting on, yeah, we're starting on front end implementation, and we may ask for some more endpoints. But point being, indexer is running. Everything's finished from the indexing side. It's just getting that data to the right endpoints and connecting that to the front end. So that is happening right now. Oh, and it looks like we also have a fourth submission for. So we have got four submissions to review for the proposals for the RFP that we put out. So we can talk through those. And Brianna just notified me she'll be here momentarily, so she'll be able to join us for that part of the conversation. Um, so Indexer is underway, which is cool. Um, Marketplace UI, UX, and mobile compatibility. That's what we're going to talk about in those proposals. Um, we had a proposal out or a request for proposals um, to basically work with the open source community to get some updates on the front end of the marketplace. We've been having some good conversations with some other people in the ecosystem who have either contributed in the past or who are interested in contributing to the Passage open source community. And it seemed like it was a good opportunity to start working on some of these updates for the marketplace. Some of the reasons for this, just from our side, um, there's going to be a lot more opportunities coming up for the NFT integrations and different front end elements in the marketplace. Because on the platform side, we're currently working on NFT integrations, wallet connections, avatar customizations, are a couple features that are going to leverage the marketplace a lot more. So we want to make sure that it's a good user experience for end users as well as for creators. So our goal is having as much opportunity as possible for new creators coming in who might set up a collection as a gating mechanism for a passage world or set up a collection for a avatar customization to make sure that it's a smooth experience because this is where we really start to see the value proposition for the passage marketplace as being differentiated from other NFT ecosystems because this allows us to have the 3D centric assets, whether it's for 3D models and customizations that'll be used in the avatars or gating mechanisms for passage worlds. So, yeah, that's kind of why this has been a priority, just in terms of context for the marketplace updates. um, for the NFT staking contracts, that was another part of. So there's a couple elements to the functionality for the marketplace and the RFP that we put out. Um, there's general marketplace UI, UX, and mobile compatibility. There's the NFT staking, which will add some fun utility that we've been anticipating for specifically for the Strange Clan collection, but then we want to make as a general purpose tool for other NFT collections as well. And the NFT staking front end. So those are kind of the three elements. Four, I guess four. So the last one is marketplace sales data. So having, and we're talking to, of course, the teams that have already contributed in this area. So, for instance, the ZenChain Labs team with Strange Clan fans and then Passage Live has been a huge resource in terms of being able to showcase analytics and stats from the Passage marketplace and the different collections there. So, they're, of course, one of the first teams that we talked to about submitting because there's obviously an existing body of work that we want to be able to take advantage of for Passage Live, Strange Clan fans, and now that they have better resources to work with the new indexer, it only increases the opportunity there. So, of course, we've talked to the existing community around the marketplace, but also open to other people who want to contribute to these different areas. And those are kind of the four pieces of this. So, yeah, those are the next steps, right? That's kind of what we're looking at in terms of upcoming functionality for the marketplace and just improvements that we're looking at. So I guess we can go through all. I'm going to share here. They're all in the GitHub. So these have all been submitted via the GitHub. But I'm going to share the links in the chat here just for quick reference. I guess there's two. Hold up, making sure I got all the right links for you guys. Okay, there you go. And I think there's a second link from CodeSage as well. Let me just double check on that. Yes, okay, there is a Google Doc for the CodeSage proposal as well. So I'll drop that below. But I imagine similar content is also on the GitHub submission. Oh, no, it looks like it is primarily in the drive. Okay, cool. So point being, these are the proposals. And I guess we could just kind of walk through. Mike, did you have a specific methodology to this, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we just walk through them
Okay, cool.
one by one. Yeah.
So we can start with CodeSage. So that looks like the best document is that Google Doc that I linked at the bottom has the details for the CodeSage submission. So outlines approach to enhancing the Passage NFT marketplace, focusing on UI UX improvements, NFT staking implementation, and sales data analytics. So we've got team background and experience, which is cool. We can look more into that. So each of them has their linked GitHub repo that we can reference for just other contributions. And they've worked on the Ethereum Community Fund network. Looks like they did some work for Osmosis and the Grape NFT marketplace. So there's some relevant links there that we can look through as well. Other Web3 contributions as well. Floor NFTs, Stellar documentation, and Starknet scaffold. The marketplace has some accessibility issues, including lack of mobile responsiveness, low loading screens or animations, lack of ability to sort and search NFT by other criteria, and bulk trades. Cool. And then they have a link to other issues. Yeah, and they're referencing the GitHub. So on point. Then also NFT staking. And this outlines the criteria as well that we shared for NFT staking. So this makes sense. Okay, so they're submitting for all three: approach and methodology, marketplace UI UX improvements, mobile optimization. Obviously, that's a big one. Sure functionality with Keplr and Leap Wallet. Like to see that. enhanced sorting and filtering, user experience enhancements, and testing and optimization. Oh, we got BK special too. Okay, we're
All
just
right,
first going through
guys.
that doc from CodeSage. No, you're good. You're good.
Do we want to share? Let me share my screen and I will
I was
cycle.
just I was just realizing it was probably your presence that tuned me into like we could be doing this better. Come on, BK's here. Do better.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we were here.
Perfect. Yep. Um, so NFT staking, staking mechanism implementation, leveraging existing past NFT vault contracts. This is good. So this is helpful because clearly they understood the the ask, new vault contract development, staking management contract, staking interface development. So this is basically a submission for everything. This is the front end and the contract work, testing and security audit. Cool. It's cool to see that included as part of this process. Okay, cool. Total estimated cost 30K. I like it.
Something we actually, I was hoping they would be on the call today, because something we talked about yesterday, just within our internal team, was just understanding the breakdown versus the timeline, and the
Yes.
difference between NFT staking implementation and smart contracts.
Right,
Um,
right.
if this team is on, feel free to raise your hand and join the stage to speak, but I don't think I see them. Oh, I do see them. Okay. Mister, you should have just gotten an invite to speak.
Yo.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Yeah, it's going well. Trying to reach Code Sage. For some reason, he couldn't join.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And we can, Brianna, if we want to just kind of formulate, what's your thought specifically? Just asking, are these timelines in parallel, or what was your question?
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Mike can work in here, but my question was just about what is the difference in the budget breakdown between NFT staking implementation and smart contracts? We're just trying to get like a one-to-one understanding of how this ties to the requirements and in comparison to other proposals.
I mean, it looks like, and just you can just confirm, mystery, if this makes sense. The staking implementation would be the front end stuff. So, um, the UI UX elements for the NFT staking, and then the smart contract work would be just all the stuff happening on chain.
Yeah,
That sound correct?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Part of the requirements is a UI
Yep,
for the NFT staking.
exactly, exactly.
Gotcha. So the
Yeah, I
implementation
mean,
is the
this looks
front end.
great. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So this looks great to me. This makes a lot of sense. Um, and okay, yeah, so 14 weeks overall. That also makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of elements here. Um, and yeah, it is. I think this also breaks down pretty well what's happening in parallel because we can see marketplace UI UX is happening between weeks 1 to 8, basically. But then we also have smart contract development happening between weeks 3 and 8. So this is really helpful. You can see what's able to happen in parallel and what has to happen sequentially. So
Yeah.
Really. And what were you guys? I see you noted that there's some audits on the smart contracts. Are you going to use an outside team to do that, or is that something you do internally?
Yeah. We are going to outsource that. Our skill set do not cover auditing, but yeah, we're going to outsource that.
Do
Great,
you
thank you.
have a team that you have already worked with on things like this for audit?
We actually we've had some offers in the past for auditing that we've not used, so we're planning to use them now. So we have some connections.
Very cool.
cool. Cool beans. Okay. Any other questions around this proposal? Even questions from other people in the chat. And feel free to drop them as we go on too. We can circle back with more questions at the end. This to me is very clear, and I feel like we've got all the information. Good. Okay, then let's jump into number 2.
Okay, let me open that up. So, and unfortunately, Tassio is not on the call either, but we're gonna open Tassio's proposal, which is just for the NFT staking.
Yep.
So
Okie doke.
most of you guys know who Tassio is. He's worked on like the Strange Clan and Passage smart contracts in the past. So this is a proposal from him.
Okay, so we have a proven track record of delivering high quality solutions for NFT marketplaces. We're excited to propose a comprehensive set of improvements to the NFT marketplace, including UI UX services, NFT staking functionality, and ongoing advisory support. Specializing in blockchain NFT projects, currently comprised of just developer Tassio Victoria, extensive experience in building NFT marketplaces and smart contracts using CosmWasm. Of course, he's worked on our smart contracts in the past as well. Modify existing Passage NFT Vault contracts to support multi-collection staking. Repurpose DAO CW2 contract to handle emitting rewards to users with staked NFTs. And then modify both the NFT Vault contract and the rewards contract to ensure the hooks can be used to trigger the emission of rewards when NFTs are staked or unstaked. So then a new admin interface to allow Passage to manage a staking rewards program. Specify collections to stake, set minimum staking period, set unstaking period. Cool. Planning and design. Okay, cool. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks. Yeah, anticipated completion September 12th. Project kickoff August 1st. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Total estimated cost 6,000.
So one thing to note here is that auditing is not built into this specific proposal. And so something that we had discussed with Mike is potentially doing a separate bounty for a peer review if auditing a proper audit didn't make sense just in terms of the monetary value of like what's being implemented. So maybe we can talk about that a little bit here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think there's a
for something
potential
like
for
this,
like. Sorry,
go
go
ahead,
ahead, Max.
Mike. Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's potential where if one team got the bounty for the smart contracts, maybe we could have one of the other teams doing the auditing.
Yeah.
This way, we're
Yep.
getting multiple eyes on it. We're getting people some knowledge of how these things are implemented. So if they're then building part of the front end for the smart contract that someone else built, they'll have a leg up to get started on that. So I think there are some great opportunities for that.
Yeah, that's good. And there is a benefit, I think, to getting multiple teams involved and just having more contributors overall who are familiar with the repos and the passage structure.
Sure.
I would be interested
Thanks.
to hear feedback from the rest of the committee just on like peer review versus auditing. I think we have our own opinions within the passage team on what's a reasonable path forward for this specific NFT staking contract. But if anyone else wants to weigh in.
Yeah. I'm biased in general towards peer review, as long as it's, a qualified team, and just, continuing to make if all the code is publicly accessible and publicly auditable, then I think that's a more sustainable process than trying to have like audit certificates for each contract, each update.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, any other questions on this specific proposal? So just additional considerations he has here. The admin interface we built using TypeScript, React, and Next.js. Yeah, they won't be hosting the interface. We can do that.
Does it say anything here about the UI? So we know that we already have UI in another
Yeah.
proposal.
What?
Does it clearly
one-
say UI here?
Well, so it's an admin interface, and this is a good point. For the NFT staking on the proposal from hold up Code Sage.
And I actually
The
think
way that
another person on that team, James, is here now if we have questions about that.
okay, cool, from Code Sage team.
Yes.
So create whitelisted interface for setting up staking vaults. Implement all required. Yeah, this. I guess these are the same thing. So we will have a front end. We'll have an interface. That's what Tasio described, and that's what Code Sage described as well. And we may just need to clarify, like, Tasio is describing it as an admin interface, and Code Sage is describing it as a whitelisted interface, which I think is actually a little bit more to the point, because what we would want is, I mean, right now the whole Passage Marketplace is, gated, right? It's permissioned. Nobody can just go and set up their own contract. So it's not like we're going to have a public interface where people can set up NFT staking, because there isn't even a public interface for setting up an NFT collection, right? So what we want is some kind of interface that either we can manage, or ideally, the way Code Sage described it, is whitelisted, where we can say, cool, you have a collection, so we can take people who have a collection on the Passage Marketplace that we've onboarded and give them whitelist access to say, okay, cool, now that means you can manage your collection staking via this interface. I think that's how it would work ideally. And I imagine, Tasio is going to have to work the same way one way or the other. We can follow up on this, but if we have an admin interface, well, who are the admins? It would have to be whitelisted based off of wallets, and so it's going to be a similar whitelisting functionality, I would imagine. So
We should get clarity on that from Tasio. Can we make a note of that?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's jump to number 3.
Yeah, and I think Lowell from NodeFleet is on the call. So Lowell, if you want to join the stage too, we can review this.
Okie doke.
So this one was
Yep, I'm
just
here.
Yeah, what
Oh,
up,
yeah.
brother?
I just tried to
Okie
make
doke.
a very quick, simple proposal where we put a team, the experience, and what we offer in 3 milestones. And we
Yeah, this
focus
is
on
great.
the. Yeah.
But this is focused specifically on the marketplace redesign. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Looks like it's
I
focused
focus on the marketplace. Oh wow, the format was totally screwed up. But we just focus on the marketplace. As you can see, we have a first phase where we validate the UI UX design. We want to first make sure that before putting any code, any dashboard, we want to make sure that we are designing the correct product. And after we validate the UI UX, we start the development and then the deployment. We applied the same process for the UI UX improvement for the mobile app and the NFT marketplace as well. That's another proposal. I just put 2, separated. One for the marketplace dashboard data and one for the UI UX.
Do you have a Google Doc for this? Because I think it might have gotten cut off in the hub.
Yeah, I can. I have it initially in the Google Docs, but I just put it in the GitHub issues because I saw that was the way that needed to be submitted.
yeah,
I
that was
can put it
perfect.
after the call.
Perfect. That'd be awesome. Yeah. This is great though. And this is specifically for the uh, marketplace UI UX improvements and stats dashboard. Cool.
Yeah, well, specifically this proposal is just for the analytics dashboard. There's other
Perfect,
proposal, which is the UI UX improvement, and it's in the issue of the UI UX improvement, and that's where I also left the proposal. If you go directly to the issue of the UI UX, you could see it.
Okay,
I
perfect,
didn't
perfect.
see that one. Just 1 second. Got it. Okay. Okay. I think I missed this one because
There
it
you
just
go.
came through. Okay. And I didn't see a budget in the sales data. Do you have a budget that you can add to that as well?
Yeah, I can send it over with the Google Docs as well. So we
Perfect.
it's basically near the same cost as the budget that you have. I'm gonna send it over the Google Docs so you can see it more clearly.
Perfect. That's awesome. And the timeline looks great too. I think this is all makes sense. It's all in a similar time frame to the other stuff that we're seeing. This is good.
Yeah, we also include this link. There's a tool named Maze. We used this before for developing our Explorer for Boct, and it's very useful because it lets you test the design with other people, and other people you can see all the interaction, all the feedback, and qualitative and quantitative information. So that's the same process that we want to apply for the UI UX improvement. We also left the link of the previous work that we have done.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. Yeah, and having something like that to kind of validate through user data, the design is cool. That's a cool feature. Yes, and Max mentioned he's got a hop, but obviously we've got all the new indexer endpoints to work with for stats, analytics, and things like that for the marketplace. So that's going to be a huge resource going into this update.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Lowell.
James.
Yeah, if you want to add anything to those, just add it to your comments. We're gonna take this and review again everything as a team, and then take it back to the steering committee for like final approvals and recommendations.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure that you include that Google Doc link because that'd be super helpful.
Sure, thank you. I'll
You're
update it after.
Sweet. Okie doke.
Here's the last proposal that we
From Faisal. So blockchain developer, 3 large-scale NFT projects, experience in Solidity and Rust, experience in DeFi and NFT. Cool. So we've got approach and methodology. And this is specifically for the staking. Okay, cool. Perfect. That's good to know. Okay, cool. So he's talking about a timeline of like a week. For this would include contract modifications, contract development, and the testing, optimization, and deployment. Okay, cool. So this is specifically for the contract work itself, apart from the front end stuff. Cool. And then he's linked his GitHub for the different stuff that he's worked on. He said existing contract modifications, existing contracts have been rapidly modified to support new staking features as per the plan specifications. Cool. So he's got some links where he's at least prototyped this out. Cool. That's cool. So we can take a look at that and review those as well.
You want to do that right now?
I'm not qualified to do that, but Mike, if you want to take a look.
Sure, I will. Yeah, take a look through that. It's super helpful.
Cool. I want to do a live code base review, Mike.
Um,
I'll get a whiteboard.
well, yeah. I mean, it looks good from here. But yeah, we'll dig in more.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll review in depth.
Okay,
Cool,
so
that's really
high
cool, though.
level, we have like 3 proposals for NFT staking. We have 2 for overall like marketplace UI UX and sales and data. I think we'll just need to basically look through all of those. We may end up awarding like part of a proposal to one team and part of a proposal to another. I think we probably want to take like a week or a few days at least just to review everything within the team and then compile it in a more readable way for the rest of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. We can come up and also yeah, we can come up with a new recommendation in terms of the like how we would split this up if we split this up based off of reviewing this a little bit further and put that in front of the committee. Give us yay nay in terms of what makes sense. A few options, especially on the NFT staking, and then some options in terms of the front end work.
I think we have to get clarity from Tessio on a couple of things. Yeah, I think in terms of next steps, that makes a lot of sense. We can review. I'll compile this in a way that makes more sense instead of linking out to all these different proposals, and then we can take it back to the committee.
Yeah, and so the committee should expect what maybe by next week, Brianna, we can have kind of a digestible proposal that summarizes our options in terms of how we split this up and our recommendation.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
So if you guys have any other, oh, go ahead. What are you gonna say, Mike?
I was just gonna say thank you. Really appreciate these proposals. They're very well done. I appreciate the time you put into them. So thank you guys.
Yeah, heck yeah. This is really
Okay.
cool just seeing the community building around the open source. So
And if there's any, I think we can add some of these folks who proposed into the SIG groups.
Yep.
So we can do that too and ask any questions in those channels.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give people roles. So mystery, I just gave you the SIG role. If there's anybody else from your team who needs that as well, just tag me and let me know. And I'll get you guys the SIG role. Good. Good.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Well, I think we have our marching orders for this time. Thank you guys so much for submitting these with so much detail. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and if there's any updates or modifications, we're still open to seeing new material as we're summarizing this stuff. But then you can expect a summarized proposal from us with options going into next week. So not a lot of time, but if there's any other information you guys want to get in there, any clarifications, again, we'll get an updated doc from Lowell, and yeah, and then we'll have something to show to the steering committee next week.
Great.
Go team, go!
Thanks, everybody.
Killing it. Yeah, thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time, stay dragon.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.